when we're out of balance, we got to do that. We got to do Order 66.
Oh. Nope. So
They make the rules.
it has been a while. Who wants to go over what happened last time? Anybody remember what
we
happened last time?
we spent the night overnight in the cold desert, and it sucked, but we didn't die like I thought we were gonna die. That's the part I remember.
Yeah. That covers a fair bit of it. We decided to go to the desert in search of parts to repair our space yacht, because we heard that there were some parts over at the Void. We rented skinless ostriches from
Skinless
totally not.
ostriches.
Isn't that what they look like?
They're not
Featherless.
skinless. They have skin.
Oh, right, featherless.
Feather,
Sorry.
yeah.
I was like, what
No,
type
they're
of
not just
fucking
fuzzy.
horror are you thinking I'm giving?
I had a whole conversation about skinless animals recently. I'm sorry. So no, it was a writing thing. I was talking about horror and weird looking things and skinless animals, particularly the Knucklevi,
Oh, gotcha.
which is frightening.
Hmm.
Anyway, we promised to have all of the featherless ostriches back to not Dr. Afra in time. Yeah, I think that we had approached the ruins where we were maybe thinking of finding stuff in the void, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you
Could be
Yes.
wrong
guys
about that.
spotted the silhouette of the which you're thinking looks like a crashed spaceship in the desert on the
And I
horizon.
remember I got an ominous tip that I caught movement, I believe, by them.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones to notice it, and so you were just kind of starting to scan the horizon, and there was a shadow there. When you looked, and when you looked back, the shadow was no longer there.
Yeah. Ominous.
And that's where we ended. So, as you all approach the horizon and you start getting closer and closer and closer, you do see what looks to be kind of a mid-sized spaceship, and at least a portion of it sticking up out of the ground. It looks like it had one of those classic crash landings where it just kind of skidded and skipped across the section of the desert. And at least the front half has made it to where you all are. And is wedged in, broken end, kind of tilted up just a little bit. Probably good 40-ish feet off the ground. Where it's been kind of wedged with sand and rock and debris underneath it. And I need everybody. And you largely ignore the wording and where everything is pointing for this. I just wanted the map, and I was too lazy to block out the words.
Spaceship maps are hard to find. I do not blame you.
Yeah, the curse of not having a whole bunch of sci-fi tabletop games out there. So, as you all approach, again, seems to be a relatively more recent. It's not super modern, but it seems to be possibly something that might have something useful for you. You can't be 100% certain without digging into the ship. The nose of the ship is buried just a little bit into the dirt, while the other end is up, raised. And it. Everybody give me perception or space piloting. Whichever one you want.
Okay.
With 2 purple on it.
Oh my god. I forget how to use these codes.
There we go.
God damn it. I will roll the purple for you separately.
Wait. Cool. I don't succeed because I got advantages which don't do anything, right?
You do get a triumph. Wait, no, that's not you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Risha gets a triumph.
Look at these
Marcy
triumphs.
gets a triumph.
Behold my glory.
You. Iffy failed with an advantage, and Kane failed with an advantage. Okay. So Marcy failed with advantages, but a try. So many failures. So early. Not
We're
good
gonna
sign.
die.
We're getting them all out early.
It's fine. Yeah.
So, perception. So, Marcy, you have flown one of these family of ships before. So you will get, for your triumph, essentially, you'll get, I'll give you a blue die that you can add to any roll that you would like as far as figuring out more about the ship, navigating the ship, that type of stuff.
Right?
You can just note that down and you get to use that blue die whenever you want for those type of things.
Okay.
Risha, you kind of look at this ship. You can see very clearly that it has been sitting out in this desert with the kind of beating sun and harsh sand and sandstorms and winds and extreme temperature changes. And it has seen better days. But it doesn't look like everything that is wrong with this ship is 100% from crash and environment. You're not quite certain what could be making these additional bits of damage on it. Whether it's creature, whether it's man-made, whether it's something else. But there is something. You're not the only beings that have probably been to and from this ship at some point.
Fair. Just, I guess, point that out to the group of. Just keep an eye open. Not. We might not be the only ones here.
Wow, you figure somebody else went through. Shit, fuck. Sorry, something was in my throat. You figure somebody else went through all the trouble to come out here?
That or the unknown creatures of the sands.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that one bit.
Yeah, that's kind of why I worded it that way. I don't think we should like the sound of that.
Just getting this like city girl all of a sudden like hearing the weird noise in the forest while camping vibe with if
That has happened to me. I have been that girl.
Yeah, so just eyes peeled.
So, anybody got a light?
I mean, a Bud Light.
This session is sponsored by.
I don't have a very good light, but I do have technically something that makes light.
oh god.
I mean, anything'll help. It's just kind of, if we go in there and it's dark, I just want to be able to look around. If there's gonna be stuff with claws and teeth. I just want to be able to see it.
Could Gal just be our portable flashlight? I assume that Gal has
Activates
some
light
kind of glow,
function.
right?
I'll go look at her sheet. I don't know if she has anything specifically.
I was thinking more like, I don't know, she has a glowing, blinking light on her somewhere or something, you know?
I don't see anything that would imply that she has a light function or a light item. I think she spent all of her money on the carbine.
Fair. Maybe we should have,
Do droids have low light vision? Or dark vision? I forget what the fucking equivalent is here.
I do not know off the top of my head, to be honest. I
Good
never
question.
chose to play a droid.
I ain't never played a droid either.
When picking a race, I did not see anything about any type of vision in dark areas.
There are some races that do specifically state low light visions and such.
I don't get it.
Let's just
that's
use
right.
the
I forgot about my
light
voicemail.
feature. Let's just use the light feature on our iPhones, okay?
yeah, we all got. Wait, I have like a little. I mean, we have like data pads and like I have computer.
If it comes
Here.
down to it, Iffy will just create a nest of data pads and hold it in front of her like one of those sun tanning reflectors, just so she can see when they go in there.
Like I have like I don't. They don't tell you exactly what's in it, but I have the slicer gear stuff.
Slicer gear wouldn't necessarily have any lights, though. It has a lot of stuff to get you into.
That's what I'm like.
mechanics.
I assume that I have like. Well, I mean, you said we all have data pads. It was more like I'm like we could use like the screen of, you know, our data pads. I guess.
I'll
Let's
say
spend
if
a light side on it, if anything.
you guys want to try to use the fucking glow of your data pad, I will let you. He's not going to go very far, but I'll let you.
You know what? I like the hilarity value of that, so let's go with that. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
If he, like, if he and Risha could like strap together 4 or 5 data pads, so we'll hold on to them.
Yep.
Although, to be fair, the one that probably is most able to navigate in the dark would be Risha. Is to
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
I grew to senses.
Yeah, I can sense things. So like you can hold on to the light pad.
I will do that. I will do that.
Probably
You have
just
like
need to like
data pads strapped to your hand.
probably just need to like grab onto a strap of like Risha's vest and just try to stay next to her.
Yep.
All right. So I guess. Have we found a safe way in?
You've not asked any
Yeah,
questions or
we should-
discussed that.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got sidetracks.
that's sidetracked. Yeah, is there a safe way in?
You all know that there's probably some hallways or something that you could climb up to on the damaged end that's kind of sticking up above ground. And then when you examine a little bit further, it looks like potentially there are a couple holes in the side of the hull of this thing. Are you wanting to circle this thing to get a better look at the entirety of this crash? Are you wanting to just go from the side that you're approaching? Because you're essentially approaching from this side. The side that says airlock.
Oh, okay.
Airlock sounds like a good place to check.
again, ignore the words. I'm using the words as a direction for you.
Okay, fine. Well, we'll see if we can find a way in. Circling the ship, I guess.
Okay. So everybody perception 2 purple and a black.
All
Okay.
right.
Or at least everyone that's
That.
circling the ship.
I will circle with Marcy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we probably should stick together.
Yeah. I'm afraid.
Okay, iffy, you don't see jack shit.
The setback did not roll for some reason, so I will roll that.
It's not gonna help you
As,
none.
I know, but maybe it'll make matters worse, and that's important to know.
as usually when there's an abandoned ship, there's something big and scary that decides that it makes a nice home for itself there.
Yeah, I fail.
Boy, you all failed. You all failed.
All right, let's go home.
We're done.
0 items found.
Okay. You guys see quite a few holes around the ship. You see a hole kind of over here. You see what looks like 2, maybe, hallways. You can't tell how much they are going to be, like, how blocked they are from your angle, because you're having to look up at them. You can just kind of see the ceilings. One essentially on either side of the ship. Ooh, no. I am moving this thing. There we go. And you see a hole over here.
Ship expert. Do you feel lucky?
Hmm. Yeah, let's check out the first one.
So the one over here?
Yeah.
Okay. So... paper is unholy.
Stick my head in and see how many face huggers are there.
So this looks... It's a damage of some sort that has kind of ripped the side of the ship open. And there's just a jagged cutout in the side, leading into a room that is partially covered in sand at this point. It's already in a kind of the part of the ship that is starting to sink into the sand or slid into the sand during the crash. And as you kind of approach and take a look, Marcy, you're familiar enough with ships that this seems like a navigation room of some sort. Looks like it has some kind of hefty astrogation materials in it, or at least did. Much of it is smashed and broken, and some of it is very clearly missing.
Mm.
But you do see on the opposite side of the room looks like a doorway. It is closed. Let me reveal areas. A doorway that does look closed, but it potentially looks like it should lead into the ship further.
All right. I'll try to open the door.
Okay. Or how are you trying to open the door? Are you just trying to find a like swipe for it? Are you trying to force it? What are you trying to do?
Well, if it doesn't open when I walk up, then I'll try to find um, the switch for it, basically.
It doesn't open when you walk up. Of course, it is, again, partially kind of the bottom 6-7 inches of it are kind of barricaded by sand. And then you
Okay.
also realize there's no power in the ship.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. So basically, it has to be forced open, right?
Yeah, for what you know, yes.
All right, I will try.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
Mm, You are a pilot
Ew,
person.
that big
I'll
thing.
use
Hello.
my.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Piper.
Gross.
I had to bring in groceries, so it took me a little bit.
I'll let you use your space piloting for it.
Okay,
It'll
sweet.
be 3 purple and a black.
Oh dear, I don't like those odds. And yes, I will tell you the odds. Okay, piloting space roll.
So that's 2 threat. You start to try and open this door, and you start trying, like, first with your hands and your nails, and you just can't get in, and then you try a different angle, and you just start sliding in the sand. The
Mm,
door's not moving, you are.
all right, I'll ask anybody else. Hey, anyone else want to crack at this door?
Hey, hey, Kanu, you want to try cutting that open? So we're not standing here too long waiting to see
Give
what's
it the old
behind
Mike
that door?
buzzball. I know you got this.
Kanu really he gets super squeamish whenever you mention anything related to fast, but he like closes his eyes and tilts his head a little bit. Goes, if there's no other option, I suppose I will. And at he'll look back to you and say, there's no other option.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe we could try slicing it. Anybody want to slice it?
Can't you just like stab at the hinges with it and then give it the old 1-2?
No,
Like,
not that kind of slicing.
All right, well, Kanu's
there's
just
more
gonna
than- wait a
he'll
second, there's more than one kind of slicing?
Slicing is
Kanu
hacking in Star Wars talk.
See, Galatea
uh
doesn't know that. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know that, so neither does she. Uh, do we have the slicer here?
Oh yeah, sorry. I got talking about dinner with my sister.
Yum.
Yes.
also,
um
please forgive me, but I'm still struggling to remember all the character names. I only remember Galatea and Iffy.
It's okay, Galatea makes a very strong impression. I don't
So
blame you.
there's Galatea, there is Iffy, there is Marcy, there
Yeah,
is
Marcy.
Risha, and then there's Kane or Kano.
Yeah. But after like an awkward pause, Kanu will look at Iffy and then he'll look back to the like sealed door. Is there some obvious like weak point that is smaller? Similar, like basically, are there hinges
Eh,
or like a latching mechanism that I could see, or where a latching mechanism would be?
Perception 2 purple.
Perception dos purplos. So, hey, I did
Forced.
it.
You got a success. Um,
Thank God.
so you kind of examine this doorway for a second, and it doesn't necessarily look like there are any hinges on it. It is a sliding Star Wars door. Um, However, it kind of squint and tilt your head, and it looks like there's maybe some sort of, like, fuck, I don't remember the word. Panel on the ceiling above the door that might have shit behind it, because I don't remember the technical word for it right now.
The panel on the ceiling above the door.
Debris.
So like, it's just a panel. I can cut the panel open, right?
Mhm.
Or I can die.
Mhm.
Awesome. Inu will, with one quick fluid motion, reach down, scoop the saber off of his belt, and I'm going to try to slice that thing right off the edge, or slice it right off, so that I can expose the underneath component.
Okay. The lightsaber with a purple, because it's not super hard, but you do have a chance of fucking up.
What you say? That you only meant. Thank God. For a second, I was looking at that and I was like, "Oh my God, that's 17 failures." But I always get the failure symbol and the advantage symbol confused in my brain.
Yeah, you don't want to see
Oh
triangles.
God.
Just remember that. You don't want to see
Yes.
triangles. Um,
Uh,
so you kind of swipe this off, and at the swipe at the panel, and the metal kind of clatters down onto the ground, and you see behind it some wiring and some tubing, and between you and Marcy, both of you have been on spaceships more than enough and have seen kind of the inner workings at various points. It looks like maybe the hydraulics for the door.
okay. Oh, it's also worth noting that uh my lightsaber, or Kanu's lightsaber, is yellow. So it is a vibrant, like, pulsing yellowy color. I want to see if I can just barely prick the edge of the hydraulic so that it starts leaking. I don't want to just slice it wide open. I want to make
Okay.
a steady, slow leak of the hydraulic fluid, so it kind of lets the door down. At least that's the hope.
With your lightsaber?
Yes.
Okay. Lightsaber with two purple this time. You're trying to detail work.
Very careful. I can do this.
So you very carefully try to get your lightsaber in without cutting anything else. And it does slide across this like tubing and cabling of the hydraulic. It's as the hydraulic liquid starts to drip out, you do hear first this little hiss and then an extremely loud screech as this door essentially goes from a locked position to an unlocked position and opens just about 2-3 inches, and the sound just echoes, and you can hear it further in the ship, just bouncing around the metal of the hallways and the rooms beyond.
Wow, I hate that.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Not one bit. Not one bit.
Well, that should have, if there was anything here, it will attract its attention so we don't have to wait in suspense that long, maybe.
Oh, we're waiting in suspense right now.
Yeah, but it won't be drawn out. Okay, I'm trying to look at the bright side. Look.
I'm waiting. What's the bright side?
Just remain calm. We'll handle this. Work yourself out.
Might as well get the door open now then.
Was you alright? I'm gonna put my lightsaber away. I'm not crazy strong. Can I like reach up and start to pull the hydraulic door open?
Okay, so you kind of reach out and start pushing just a little bit at the hydraulic door to get it to open. That'll be essentially a brawl or athletics.
Brawl or athletics?
Uh-huh. Yeah, athletics. It was one of those things because I know coordination and acrobatics are the swap. between D&D and Star Wars, and I was trying to remember if athletics also swapped to something else. Brawl or athletics, with 2 purple.
And athletics.
Yeah, so you
Oh, that's tough, but I got it. It's fine.
reach out and you start pushing, and it slowly just kind of grinds open more and more. Feels like not only are you fighting with just a heavy spaceship door, but you can feel the grit and grind of the sand that has gotten into all of the spaces of this door, and maybe some rust. But slowly you'll get it opened enough to where everybody can single file go through. And as you let go and turn your head in, you just see a dark hallway beyond.
Oh,
Yeah, might have dark vision.
everything seems in order here. Really?
I don't know if I actually do, but would I be able to see relatively well?
I don't.
Droid
I
magic?
feel like there's actually a droid augment that lets you do that.
If there is, I need to buy it.
I will have to look at that. Say no for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll go take a look at it eventually.
Why don't a couple of you guys, scout ahead a little?
Boss, you feeling well?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Can I do a quick medicine check on the boss real quick?
Sure. What is your iffy? What is your deception?
My deception is actually pretty high.
Yeah.
I believe it's pretty high. Let me scroll down.
Boss, you wouldn't be hiding any medicinal issues from me, would ya? It's my job.
For some reason, my sheet got cut off, so I'm just gonna reload it. Roll 20 sheet. Why are you like this?
Also,
Well, it
Piper,
was
make sure
vitamin,
that you
yeah.
sync your force pool with the DM at the top of the page.
I've got yellow, green, green, so I guess red, purple, purple.
Yep. 2 purple and a red against your medicine check if you want to roll that.
I do. So red, red, purple. I think that completely balances out mine. It does, yeah. Because I have a green and 2 yellows. Aw,
Yeah.
If he's fine.
you win this time, boss.
As far as you are concerned, Iffy is 100% perfectly fine. Best health ever.
Alright, boss, I trust you.
I know you
wouldn't
do.
lie.
You're precious to me, gal. You're precious to me.
I mean, I can help with the scouting. I just am not very good on my own. If there is something to be worried about.
Well, I'm not saying on your own. That would be crazy talk. It would be crazy talk. How about we just send, like maybe just a couple ahead of you, and then me, and then maybe a couple behind me.
Gal,
I'm gonna put a hand on the boss's shoulder. Be like, it'll be all right. We're all right.
Yeah, we got the first floor with us.
Sure, I'm sure it'll be all right. It's just, so dark in there.
I'm not picking up any loud noises or vibrations, and I stuck my head in the hallway.
So give me a perception. It'll
Okay.
be 3 purple, but you will get a blue because of echolocation.
Okay. What? It didn't do my blue. Oh, because there was a space.
Yeah,
God.
just roll a single blue die.
Yeah.
Didn't add anything anyway.
Yeah.
So you kind of poke your head in and you're very still for a long moment. And you're with your senses as a Togruta, you can get a rough idea of kind of the shapes of the hall and the room and before you. And at least in your immediate surroundings and back outside behind you, it doesn't seem like there's any movement. Just the wind shifting sand.
Okay. Well.
Essentially, how I always have pictured Togruta echolocation is like the fucking Daredevil movie.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's like the canonical way of imagining echolocation. It's the most cool way.
So,
It
like, you
is.
can get some small details further out, but for, like, really detailed stuff further away from you, you kind of need an open space.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you can get, like, the rooms immediately around you.
Yeah, I was just, no large threats that in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, nothing seems to be moving to you.
Okay.
Alright, I'll pull
All
out
right.
my gun and my shield and I'm going forward for the boss.
I'll be behind Gal then.
Iffy will walk squarely in the middle of the sandwich.
I will walk in lockstep with Gal if there's enough room.
So one of you will have to be slightly behind. Like, you could be shoulder to shoulder, but shoulder to shoulder would limit both of your movement.
I will. Kane will duck behind, but he wants to be close to the boss as well.
So you all start down the hallway, and it's very quickly what light was coming through the hole and through the room and into this hallway fades. And inside, as you walk, it is very clearly, for with the limited glow of your data pads, that the inner part of the ship is not faring much better than the outer part. Crash did a lot of damage. There's a lot of burnt paneling and wires that have been exposed and bits and pieces of tubing. This is not a ship that will ever be truly able to be repaired and flown again.
Dunk it.
And as you keep going, Marcy, roll me space piloting with 3 purple.
Ready? 3 tab piloting space.
Nope.
A lot of triangles, I see.
At the end of the hallway, it looks like there's another doorway. This one is already kind of ajar and opened. And you all force your way through into what looks to be a fairly spacious center room that any of you that have spent a fair amount of time on a spaceship would recognize as kind of this hub area between the important flying bits. The bridge, the astrogation rooms, the navigation rooms, sensor rooms, all of those type of stuff. And you see various hallways leading off in different directions. In the center is where you'd have essentially your holo table for important messages and discussion and planning. and it is essentially torn to shreds, and it looks very much like somebody has picked it over clean. Anything that is useful or potentially worth money is gone out of this hollow table.
Well, ain't no bucking our odds for finding something useful now.
Damn thieves scavenging parts that doesn't belong to them. Shakes my fist at ourselves.
Ain't we here to do that?
Boss, no, we're repurposing. We ain't stealing.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot eminent domain.
Kanan's just considering his life choices silently to himself.
I give Kane a pat on the shoulder. There.
So which way should we be going from here then? I mean, if the parts ain't here, well, I don't want to come back here, you know, and make that whole trip, rent those birds. We might as well just pick the place clean while we're here the first time, right?
I will move south.
South? Okay.
Yes.
So, again, the innermost door here seems to be ajar. As you step through, this is very clearly an airlocked double door area. I can show that to you. As you step through the first one, the second one leading into the next room is gone. Completely. Not just retracted into the wall, it's gone. And you go into what looks to be kind of a not necessarily break room, but a sitting area for, you know, kind of a relaxation, have small conversation, but still be close enough to where your job might be towards the front of the ship to get up there fast if you need to.
Further south, please.
Okay. Roll me a d20.
Yes, I'm in D&D. Sure. Sorry, which way are we going?
You said you wanted to keep going south. I told you to roll a d20.
Roll a D20, okay. Sorry, Iris is talking to me.
You're fine.
Distracting.
It's
I rolled a
gonna
4.
be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
So, the door to the south, again, seems to be slightly ajar, and as you push it open, it seems that you enter into another large room, but almost as soon as you go through, Gal, since you're leading this charge, you step forward and there is a arm that shoots out and smashes down on top of your arm that is holding a shield in front of you.
Ah!
So I will need you to give me... Let me see here. I'll roll this in secret. What is your brawl?
I believe it is 1 green and 1 yellow.
Okay.
No, it is 3 green.
3 green.
Or wait, 2 green. I'm sorry, I have dyslexia right now.
I need to find my dice rolling up. There it is. You said 2 green or 3 green?
2.
This arm is metal, and it is coming from just the right angle, and you are just off balance enough as you step through this door that you drop your shield.
Oh!
And immediately there is a very tall security droid that very much looks like he has seen better days, that is crowding you out of the door and towards the side of the room. So he is essentially coming from this corner, and he's pushing you this direction to this other corner. And it looks like he has something with his other hand. He's not lifted it just yet. Some type of heavy metal object.
Can I blast him?
That is within a melee range with I believe your carbine is a medium range.
It is a medium range, yeah.
Okay. So, double check your disadvantage on that.
Robotic war cry.
Robotic war cry, I like that.
I am going to kill you, and all the cake is gone.
Okay. So that'll be 2 purple and a black.
Okay. 2 purple and a black. Yeah, I think I have it. And then just heavy.
Again. Must be ladybug.
It
She's
did not.
there's a baby ladybug.
Aw.
Oh.
Baby bug.
So, you managed to kill 2. What's the damage on your carbine again?
I believe 9, but I'm gonna double check that. Weapon. Item inventory? It has been a month since I've navigated this sheet. Cybernetics, tools, other gear. Where's combat? Combat, medium. Damage 9, critical 3.
Okay. So he takes that essentially to the center of his chest, and you just hear this kind of grating electronic garbled sound. And you know, being a droid, that probably means his whatever his voice box is, his vocal output is fucked.
Mm.
And he immediately, as you now have shot him, raises this heavy. Hold on. This heavy piece of what you can now see as he brings it down on you, of essentially ship. It is a piece of paneling that is jagged along one edge and is probably a good 2-3 feet long. He just brings it directly down on you. And at this point, I'm going to roll these.
I don't know if there's initiative, but I wanna do the Jedi thing where I just like
What are you wanting to do?
Like the hand bursts out of the wall. There's this pause where Kane is not sure if it's going to be violent or anything, and then it starts to raise this gigantic thing above its head.
To be
And
fair,
I want
after
to
it's
try
been
and
shot in the chest.
this is true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like you're lighting something very important there.
That's right. You know what? It's probably fine. Go on. I want to pop my lightsaber out just so it's aware that
I'm going
there's
to give
some stuff.
I'm going to give Kane his movement or his chance immediately after this. Because essentially
Okay.
this is a surprise against Gal going first through the door.
Fair.
And see here, this is melee, this here. So that will hit and it won't trigger anything. So that is 5 damage, and remember if you have any soak, you subtract that.
Okay, yeah, I have 1 armor, 1 soak.
Okay.
So I take 4 damage. Where do I input damage on wounds?
Yes, that'll be wounds.
Okay.
And once your wounds match with the damage you've taken, that's when you're essentially start taking critical wounds and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he has now he brings this giant piece of metal up and brings it down on essentially on your shoulder, Gal, and then just kind of lifts a leg and kicks you off of it. So it just cuts into the metal, the nice, shiny, well-kept metal of your arm and shoulder, leaving just this jagged tear of metal behind. Not enough to affect your movement, but also maybe problem in the future, because now that your inner workings on that particular arm are exposed. Now, Kane, if you want to do something, now's your
Yeah.
chance.
God, I hate that we shot it first. Could have been friendly, if not a little bit perturbed. I'm just
It-
gonna.
Like, tackled me, or tackled my shield.
That's true, but you did shoot it.
I feel like
I
one of these came before the other.
I'm Kane is going to try and swipe at it. I want to try and cut its arm off. I don't know if that's a thing I can just do because lightsaber, but I want to try to cut the arm off of the thing.
That will depend on how well you roll. You are
I'll
in
just roll really good.
melee with it, so that is a lightsaber, and that is going to be 2 purple.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Okay, and then let me pull up your sheet and look at something really fast. I'll say that with that, you can slice off the arm. Are you going for the arm that has the metal piece clutched in it, or are you going for the other arm?
I'm gonna go for the arm that has the metal piece clutched in it.
So you bring your lightsaber down on it, and it essentially slices off the top section of the shoulder, and just enough that it inactivates the arm, and it just kind of drops. And as that happens, it brings up its other arm and turns as if to backhand you. And at this point, this is when all the rest of you are now finally being able to see through the doorway and process what the fuck is going on. In a very dark, shadowed room, you just see the glow of a lightsaber that is illuminating Kane, a security droid that has seen better days, and Gal on the opposite side. having already been attacked, and her shield on the floor a few feet away.
So Iffy just about jumps out of her skin. um, and beholding what they have done to Gal's beautiful, beautiful chassis, just like is just completely overcome. What have they done to you? What have they done to you? What is that thing?
They've done to my boy.
I'll try to shoot it in the leg.
Okay.
We'll see how successful this is.
And you have a pistol, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's medium range.
You are close.
Yes.
So that'll be 2 purple and a black.
Okay. See, okay, successes, but also threats.
Yeah. Okay. Something.
You hit the thing, but then the bullet just ricochets off of it and shoots the rest of your party members.
Yeah. Can do a lot of fun things with those.
Yeah, because it's a blaster, isn't it? Not a bullet.
Blast them. Just fucking
You know
shoot.
Oh wait, I have a
Gal.
stun setting.
So you've managed to shoot it. How much damage does it do?
5.
Okay. And mark that down. Okay. And I shall use those. You are freaked out enough by this. This was so sudden. Out of nowhere, in a dark ship, and now Iffy, your boss, is freaking the fuck out in front of you. And you're gonna take a strain.
Okay.
So, essentially, when you get crits, or advantages, I should say, there is, and I should have told you this, Kane, but I was gonna let you do the fuck with the arm thing. There's a list of things that you can do with advantages in attacks. And there's a list of things that I can inflict upon you with disadvantages. And I think, did I share that list somewhere easy to get to? Hold on. I forgot this is technically the first time there's a 2-way combat here. Yeah, so it's that advantage triumph cheat sheet. And you can see the things you can do with advantages and triumphs, and threats and despair. And then also that larger PDF one that I have shared, which is the full system cheat sheet, has a much simpler to read list a couple pages in. If you want to pull that one up. But Marcy, are you wanting to do anything, react in any particular way?
Is the droid still up?
Yes. It just kind of looks... Before it was menacing, now it looks pissed off.
Okay. I'll try to shoot it.
Okay. You're also shooting through the doorway at it. You have a pistol?
Let's see. This is the first time I've used it, I think. So, okay, I see the dice that I can roll. But first, what do I set the purples to?
Have a pistol. Okay. So that'll be 2 purple and a black, just like Risha.
I'll save you. Because I'm totally a weapon master. Maybe not. That looks good.
And what damage does that have?
It says, um, I don't see the damage. Oh wait, 5.
Okay. It is starting to look a little fucked up. Just a little bit. But you also have 3 disadvantages.
Hmm.
See. It's pissed off. I'm giving it better dice. I would like a blue die.
Rage bonus.
Yep, rage bonus. So it now has 1 not properly functioning arm. It has been shot twice. 3 times, actually. So it spins, and it is going to
Shot through the heart.
backhand Kane.
Oh fuck.
Building this right.
If we don't damage it too much, I might be able to get some data off of it.
It'll do, because it doesn't have its weapon right now, it'll do 3 damage to you.
And that's reduced by defense and soak.
By soak.
Just by soak. Okay, so I have soak too, so I take 1
And then
wound.
it also got 3 advantage. It backhands you so hard you drop your lightsaber, it clatters away and turns off. And you guys are plunged back into darkness again.
I'ma shoot the thing.
God.
I would like to shoot the thing, boss.
Okay.
Yeah, shoot the thing.
Yas. Same roll you did last time.
Okay. Go back to my skills. Scrolling down. Firing my gun. Die.
Ace. Very nice. Okay, that is 9. It is not on great legs, but it is still up. Kane, you doing something?
I don't have any force powers that apply here, which is that's so sad. It is incredibly sad for me right now. Can I just backpedal and then dive for the lightsaber and slide on the ground and grab it like home runs or not home run style? Like I'm trying to catch first base.
Yep.
Catch first base.
I will say that you managed to get back and go diving for this lightsaber, and that's essentially what you get to do. This is very much me introducing all of you to the very basic some steps of combat. Next combat you guys get into will be full combat that is done completely by the rules. This is getting you guys used to your combat section on your sheet first. So,
Good.
that is that. Iffy? You still panicking?
She's still panicking, yeah. Also, the only weapon I have is a holdout blaster, and I'd have to drop the light to use it, so I'm not going to do that. Iffy will panic, but will panic in the direction that makes her safest.
So, backpedaling back the way you came.
Backpedaling, yes, backpedaling.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Let the others let her firing at it in front of you.
Oh god!
Get out of the way.
Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Misha?
Yeah. I remember I have a stun setting.
Mm-hmm.
I wish to do the stun setting shooting. Words.
Words are hard.
Words can be really hard.
Hmm.
I wish to shoot it. I will try.
Okay.
Or I guess, can I back away a bit? Am I allowed to do that?
To be honest, because the light of a lightsaber is gone, backing away is probably not going to help you particularly much.
Okay. Yeah, sure, fine. I'll just keep.
It's
Yeah.
backing away gets you out of the range band and into a range band that you need to be in. So it gets you to the proper firing distance, but then your visibility goes down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I won't back up, but I will still shoot the thing.
Okay.
So is that 2 purple and a black? Was that what it was?
Same one.
Yeah, okay. Why is there blue? Well, it didn't add anything.
Yeah, it
so it's
didn't do
fine.
anything for you either way, so.
I don't know what the stun setting does. It just said special stun setting.
Stun setting. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kira. That does strain damage.
Right. Yep, it does strain damage, but droids don't have strain. So
does that not work on droids?
Not particularly, no. So, understanding your 2 HP stats, your wounds is your physical. So, you get enough wounds and you go down because you have just been injured so much. Strain is essentially your mental HP. And if you get enough strain, you go down and you kind of go catatonic because you have been overwhelmed.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, because you didn't know that and I was distracted, and so I didn't tell you that, to be fair to you as a new player.
Okay.
I'm just gonna count it as damage.
Okay, I think it's 5 damage.
I only realized as I was in the process of like, hey, wait a second. So
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was looking at something else, because again, this is the first bit of kind of 2-way combat that I have done in a couple of years. So I was double checking some different ruling that I just did, making sure that I wasn't bullshitting something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So,
I will make a note of that in my thing.
but
So
you
I
have the right idea in general if you're wanting to keep somebody alive to be able to deal with later.
Okay.
Going
And
for
this
strain
doesn't
is
work.
not the worst idea.
Okay.
It's just, unfortunately, droids don't technically have that thing. Especially NPC droids.
Okay. Okay, I am adding a note so I do not forget that. But okay, yeah, it's 5 damage then.
Okay. Mossy.
Alright. If the droid's still up, I'll take a shot at it.
Okay, roll the same thing.
Alright. I see 2 purple and 1 black.
Hmm?
Pew! Pew pew.
You are now firing blindly, almost blindly into the dark, as the lightsaber has gone, and Iffy with the glowing data pads has retreated, and you're just hoping to hit.
I'll
And
use the force.
it is enough uncertainty that you also take a strain.
Where do I
But
keep track of that?
yeah, so just make
There it is. I see it.
at the very top of your pages. You did
So
manage to hit the droid.
I
And
see. Well, 1 second. I have a question. So it says 12 threshold, and the current should also be 12 minus 1 right now, right? Is that how that works?
it's really up to you how you want to keep track of it. When I keep track of it, I usually have your current starting at 0 if you're healthy and
Okay, I'll do
counting
the
up,
same so that we're
because
both on the same page.
yeah, because I don't think this one goes into negatives on this particular sheet. And you can go above your thresholds. You have like 12 wounds, you can end up with like 15 or 20. It's not good, but it
Okay.
can
It's
happen.
important to know what you've exceeded it by at points
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I will adopt your method because it is logical.
If it was one that could go negative, I would say do whatever the fuck you want. But since this one I'm checking it right now is not letting you go negative, I would have everybody start current at 0 and then add.
I will do so. Okay, so I hit it and
So you hit it, and you all hear and almost feel more so than hear the thing just go down with this heavy crash that just resounds around the ship, mixing with the sound of the laser fire. And the ship just seems to be echoing and alive with these sounds bouncing off various walls and lingering in different areas before it all fades and goes back to just an eerie silence. Just the very,
okay.
very faint sound of the wind outside of the ship.
I'll excitedly say, "Haha, I got one!"
Is it gone? Is it dead? Is it dead?
Yes, boss, it's dead. You okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Note to self: do not bring her to a horror movie or a
If it would be
haunted
the
house.
if it would be the worst in a haunted house, like if we were doing one of those party lineups, you know, of like redraws of people in haunted houses, she'd be the one who's like jumping 2 feet in the air.
Yeah,
Oh,
hiding behind whoever she can. Yes. I would like to, I guess, see how much of its. I assume it has like kind of like a memory bank. I want to see how much data I can salvage. Like if it has kind of like logs of other disturbances in the ship, like
Gotcha. Okay.
or information about the ship.
You go up to it and kind of kneel down beside its head and start trying to crack it open. And it's an older model security droid, so it's something that you've seen before, but is also it's relatively easy to get through the first couple of layers of like security. But it's also not one that you've had to slice before, because it is old enough. And so you plug into it with your slicing kit, start working and tapping away at a data pad, and you'll roll computers
Okay.
with 2 purple and a black.
Okay. I
Nice.
assume it's not doesn't count as like disabling a security device or anything.
Not disabling, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Not if you're looking for memories and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was that was just a double check because I'm like, oh, I have skills, and I'm like, oh, it's. I don't
If you
think it
guys
does.
have skills, remember that you have skills to help with some of the stuff.
You said 2 purple and a black, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh.
Okay. So you start going through and digging into it, and you start retrieving some very basic kind of information, seeing, how long it's been active, kind of the down times in between inactivity and activity. Um, you're not really able to get any video off of it, just kind of raw information.
Okay.
But you can tell that this droid has been around for about 20-25 years. And at least active with this current operating system since the last time it was completely rebooted and refreshed. And you can see a whole bunch of warnings about 10 years ago that, with a little bit of logicking through what all the warnings and, system failures and stuff are, guess that's probably the crash. And since that, you see in the immediate aftermath that it goes inactive and then reactivates several times in the following weeks. And then about once a month for a couple of months. And then every 4 or 5 months. In the past 2-3 years, is reactivated exactly 4 times.
Any of them recent other than like right now?
Looks like the most recent one, other than right now, was 2 days ago.
Okay. Is
So
there
is
is
this
there
the
is there a lot of damage to it, other than what we did?
It looks like there's some pieces missing. It looks like you don't know what pieces are completely just missing, what pieces were damaged. It's been through some shit. It's very clear that it's been through some shit.
Okay. Okay. But it was still at least functional, so whatever it activated towards didn't. We're the only ones who have completely annihilated this droid.
Kane just raises his eyebrows and goes, "What a shock!"
I mean, I just says something about us, I guess.
Is it?
I don't know. Last time it activated was 2 days ago, but obviously didn't have probably too much combat. Also don't know the range of its activation. Can I figure that out with the data, or like not?
Not with the data you have. You have to make an additional roll. And you know that you've gone into the system and started kind of tearing apart the system. With an old asteroid, it's starting to decay rapidly.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I'll probably assume that there were probably ways to move around this droid other than stumbling into it like we did.
I'm also curious if so. You said that we saw like people, the evidence of people walking around or something, right?
I saw a shadow move. Before we entered.
Yeah,
Like
Shadow was
when
there and then it wasn't there.
Yeah. So it could have been leaving. Could have been going inside. And just not any we haven't seen anything that shows people or a thing today that like shows that people or a thing are there today other than that shadow disappearing. But just there's been evidence of people coming through. Right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, all of you are aware that this has been a place that has had some scavengers come to it. You don't know how many, but you were giving information that this is, one of the places that some people come to try and lift some parts.
Okay.
Let's continue with our adventure, shall we?
I better now. We can take whatever's here, right?
Boss, I've always known I could take whatever's here. You gotta have more faith in me.
I have a ton of faith in you. I just don't have very much faith in my skin.
Your skin's gorgeous as always, boss. You gotta...
I think you might be over there.
Let's go to the right.
Over here?
East.
Towards the green one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody have the list of parts that you need? That's the other thing.
The big one is the hyper matter reactor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the one that
There's
gets you off the
also
planet.
hull damage, and the turrets are damaged.
So, you head towards the right, and the door going that way looks like there has been a small hole just kind of like carved in it. Not big enough for any of you to fit through, but maybe for a smaller species to fit through. Just carved in the door. But otherwise the door is closed and seems to be locked in place.
Okay, we will go around.
Well, I mean, is it one of these things where it's like, are we just gonna start cutting our way through every door? Sorry, we're just going to start cutting our way through every door. Is that how we want to approach this, or should we go to the path of least resistance?
If we only had a Wookiee with us to just tear the doors open.
I mean, we could try slicing it. We don't gotta do the cutting, you know?
Do the other slicing.
The other slicing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll try to see if I can.
Well, you step forward to start to, and then you have the dawning realization that in order to slice something electronic, that has to have electricity going through it.
Well, that was the I didn't know if I would be able to redirect power to it from my device kind of thing.
If we only had a gonk droid with us.
Yeah,
You got something to say?
unfortunately, your data pad and your slicing tools are not going to have enough power to open a door like this.
Okay, that was kind of I had that question.
Well, there's a small hole in it, right? Why don't we send the fuzzball in? He ought to fit.
The fuzzball's head would not make it through that, nor his shoulders.
I'm actually taller than the boss.
Oh,
I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that, actually.
Pretty unusual for a fella to be that tall.
Wait, aren't you? How tall are you?
Iffy?
Yeah.
If he's like 6'2", 6'3", man, she's huge.
Oh, okay. So no, never mind. I'm exactly 6 feet.
Haven women are very tall.
I did not realize that. I was just assuming that you were short because pretty much everyone I've been in a campaign with is shorter than me.
No. See, I'm short, so I play tall people.
See, you say that because you came into the very first one and heard that I like to play the tall character, and you're like, bet. And then you have made my life a hell since.
Well, yeah.
I like playing average height characters because I'm like, I fit in among society now. What is this like?
And then the rest of society is just short, so you actually don't end up fitting in.
Bro,
I'm talking like NPC society, okay?
I went to the fucking bodega today to get some fucking cup noodle, and they had this fucking cup noodle on like the top shelf. It was like 6 and change feet up in the air, and I'm staring at it like, man, I don't want to have to ask for help, but
You didn't want to go like feral short person and just climb the shelves.
I was considering it, but I managed to get the bottom one and like balance it back such that it landed in my basket. But it was tough going. It's a struggle.
I dated
I'm
a
like
girl
6.
once that like I had to take like to Walmart, and I left her in a aisle for like 2 seconds to go grab something next aisle over, and came back, and this bitch was climbed all the way to the top fucking shelf. Like, god damn it. You
It
gotta
I'm
used to
get
be
us
me
like
as
kicked
a
out.
child.
I'm like 6'2", so I can't imagine any of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I benefit from height privilege, so this is all interesting to learn.
short people, especially short girls, are terrifying. I will fully admit that.
We're kind of feral.
Slightly, yeah. I've dated 2 of them. It's terrifying.
It's well, it's shit like my high school choir every year would practice Short People Got No Reason to Live, and I would just hear that sometimes as I was walking through the hallway. Just short people got no reason to live, and it's just it gets to you. It gets to you.
God.
Oh,
Yeah,
You see,
I can't.
my mom would sing that to me when I was a kid, when like, I couldn't reach the top shelf because I was a kid. But like, I never realized that it was actually like short people got no reason to live, because she was like, "You got no body," and I'm like, instead of like nobody, and I'm like, "But I'm tall." Anyway, I didn't realize that that was actually a mean song.
Yeah, I can't believe that song exists. That song is bullshit.
I mean, there are worse songs out there, but
I don't know.
yeah.
Played on radio, so it's like Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Anyway,
Anyway,
no
Iffy
one can fit in
absolutely
the
is not
hole.
on that side of things. She is very
Yeah,
tall.
and Kane is still
I
not.
thought Kane was like short as fuck.
No,
No.
he
So
is. He is
as
a
Kane says
very
that,
person.
Iffy draws herself up to her full height, and she's just like, "Are you sure about that?"
Oh, oh, no, I'm not. To be honest, I thought I was than you, but well, at the very, I thought we were the same height. I
Well,
appear to be wrong.
how about we throw the dock inside?
Uh, I think we just established that no one is gonna fit in this hole.
She ain't gonna fit with those the Montrails. She's not gonna fit.
Oh yeah, the
We just.
mocktails. I gotcha.
Why don't we take a potato and piece by piece? Then she'll fit.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's go for it.
Well, you're not disassembling my droid.
Then how will she get reassembled on the other side?
We'll cross
That,
that bridge when we get
that's
to it.
a problem I'm willing to elaborate on. I'm really just concerned about the first.
Okay, well, I guess we're going around then. Let's go to the south.
So you head towards the south door. The south door is hanging at a slightly odd angle. It looks like one of the like tracks that the door is on, it just came off. But you can kind of shove it through open just enough that when you look through, god damn it, you selected it. There we go. You see what looks like a hallway that should be going to another part of the ship. But at the end of the hallway, it is just crunched metal. The hallway is completely sealed off by the debris and damage of the crash.
Okay. Then we'll try this door.
Going back a room to go to that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to go right, so we're gonna.
So, you go to that one, And it seems to be closed and locked, just like the other one that you tried to go through to the right, and the one that you guys forced your way through earlier. Gonna try and force our way through this one? Are we gonna go to a different door?
I I look to the boss. I'm like, oh, it's your call.
Uh, let's just check out what we can before we start cutting through things again.
This does seem ideal to me.
Okay, let's start from the top and work our way down then. Let's go this way.
Alright. So you go to that one, and this door seems to be slightly ajar and shaken off of its hinges. And as you kind of push the door open, it seems like large furniture has just kind of fallen and is partially blocking the doorway. With a little bit of work and a little bit of squeezing, you can kind of force your way over the furniture and the consoles, as you find out. And inside is... Nope, I didn't want to draw. Never mind. Ooh, it's getting late. Inside, you find your way to the weapons control room. And again, most of these consoles seem to have been pretty damaged, and two of them are really, really picked over. The only one that seems to have kind of been given up on is the one that is partially blocking the doorway. And you do see inside some kind of scattered tools, whether it's from the crew or from other people, you're not quite sure. But it is the weapons control room.
Mm.
Can I try firing up the weapons?
You go over to one of the consoles, and
Yep.
you push buttons, and you realize that half the computer is gone, so it does nothing.
Okay, that's fair. Darn.
Are any of the tools useful ones?
You and Marcy, being, coming from the professions that you come from, some of them are useful, some of them are just kind of standard, like, Star Wars version of, like, screwdrivers and hammers and shit that you already have. There's one or two that seem to be, maybe both Jen and being both give me a d20 roll.
Okay.
Sure.
I currently have no tools,
3.
even though I have mechanical skills.
I thought we grabbed tools.
You have very basic tools from the ship.
Yeah.
So you essentially have the equivalent of, like, a set of pliers, a screwdriver, and a hammer.
Okay.
You, Marcy, do find a small kind of handheld blowtorch of sorts. It doesn't seem to have the canister that is used to help fire it up. It doesn't seem to have a lot of juice left in it. But it could be useful once or twice. And
You found lucky.
then Arisha...
Now, if you just had a can of hairspray, you could combine those two.
Oh, boss has like 20 in her luggage. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that's probably not inaccurate.
Aquanet.
Arisha, you find essentially a wire stripper.
Oh, that's useful.
So you guys doing anything specific in this room?
Is there any way to test if there's like vestiges of power left? Does that make sense? Like, if there a little bit of juice in the battery that well, that's probably not something we could figure out in the weapons system or weapon system area, but that's a thought that Kane will voice. So I'm not sure how ships work too intimately, but there are ways that we could test to see if there's any amount of power left in the stall. Maybe we could, redirect it to somewhere that we need power. Maybe we could turn on the lights if we appropriately balanced it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me, but I ain't the one who works on ships and whatnot.
We ought to get to the
Marcy.
bridge for that too.
Yeah, like maybe the bridge thing.
Yeah,
Replace
Marcy for sure. You know that for anything like that, that's a detailed system, a ship system thing, and there's only two places on a ship that you'd be able to figure that out: a bridge and an engineering room.
Well, this ought to be the bridge right here, probably. So let's get going.
Well, he just like will start leading the way towards the bridge, I guess.
Yeah, heading back to the bridge is fine.
Just walk back out there and check out the bridgety didge.
Okay. Heading towards the bridge, and I am sorry. I know this is an hour earlier than normal, but that's where I'm gonna have to call it tonight. My brain is
That
No
is
spiraling.
problem.
totally fine. I
Respectable.
had a lot of fun being terrified and also asserting my height dominance. So
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's
Most important
I
part of
got
the
to
RPG.
turn on my lightsaber, even though
Yeah.
Kane is embarrassed about his Jedi past. I'm excited because laser sword.
Laser sword. I cast sleep